Okay, so I was asked to do a video on understanding the Amazon trade, why long, to understand it a little better. So I'm going to just give you a couple of screenshots we're going to go through here. First of all is I noticed on the market is down to a major area where bounces should occur. The VIX signal's already fired. I'm looking for a market bottom. I'm not trying to short extremely oversold conditions and planning for a crash. I can't really plan for the end of the earth. I'm planning for what looks like a major washout in the market. And Amazon does this 5-wave pattern. And I don't show waves much, but it's something I saw that was very visible in this one. And more importantly to me, even if you don't believe in seeing 3 and 5-wave patterns, which I look at ABCs and I look at 5-wave patterns, but this one, more important to me, also had a measured move. The number 2 down to the number 3, if you duplicated that, pointed exactly to where that yellow dotted line was, right under 1500. And so I'm looking at it saying the market's trying to bottom, the market's trying to bottom. We're already long the IWM, and I'm thinking, is this going to try to bottom also? Now, this isn't enough to buy from. It's an area. It's an area which you could have had to use 50-point stops on. So that's not good enough. It's not a collision. But let's look at the next chart. On this NQ hourly chart, you'll notice that when price was coming down, I even said, I'm shocked a simple uptrend line was holding. Just look at the uptrend line from the low. It hits it twice, 2 points, so you draw your uptrend line, and the third point, it comes down to a simple uptrend line, and it holds. That should be unheard of, folks. If a market is this bearish, an uptrend line isn't holding. It just shouldn't. That's odd. Usually it would have to be something incredibly strong to hold price if it's sliding down so easily. So I sat there in awe just that it held, and I went, wait a minute, it's holding. Let me look over at Amazon again. Holding at that low. I look at Amazon, and it's coming back in and retesting. You can see the dashed line where price is. And it's coming back down and doing like a slight double bottom higher low. You can kind of see the spike low and then 2 little swings, 1 and 2 right afterwards. And it's at that spot exactly at the same time as NQ hits an uptrend line and actually holds. I sat there in shock for a minute and said, how can that be? They're going to hold an uptrend line in this bearish behavior? That's crazy. Something's different. The tape is changing. And I said, okay, I just have to take a risk. I just have to take a risk. I'm not going big size. I'm not going to risk my account. It could have got down $50. I was not going to risk this like I had the nerve to risk. But I take a smaller position, and you get long there. You look at what the risk is, and I overfigured. I even figured $8 risk. I just figured 5 times 8, $40. It moves up $40. Profitable trade. We gapped up, and we were up like $73 this morning. So we're good there. Reduce a little. And now you don't know other than to say that even if it comes down and closes the FGF of the gap, which is the red dotted line at the prior close, you're still fine. No matter what, you can get out of this profitable, unless it was to totally gap the low. But you get the idea, hopefully, in the trade. That explains it. It's the collision. The same thing I said at the beginning of this class. It's all about the collision. We collided on the NQ at a spot that shouldn't have held, at the same time as that Amazon hit the target area it should have been, and then they reacted and collided at the exact same moment when NQ did. That's a collision.